Do you know anybody or have anybody in your family that's gay or lesbian or anywhere a part of that community of people that are looking at their sexuality, looking at their sexual identity differently than the mainstream? Well, if you do, you're going to have questions. You're going to have questions about how to help. And that's what this video is about. Check it out. Hi, I'm Brett, your favorite shrink, and welcome back. Welcome back to a little bit of a branding change or shift. Welcome back to normally my 5 minds, but hey, we're starting to play with the brand Yoga Psych. And today what we want to look at in this video is a topic that is so near and dear to my heart. It has to do with helping people come out. My son, T, my youngest, Trevor, he's been coming out forever. Well, that's actually not true. We've known he's gay forever, but it took him forever to finally come out. And we've learned a lot on the journey with him. And I want to share kind of what we've learned and maybe give you some tips along the way as well. Now, my wife Linda and I have kind of always known that Trevor, he runs to a different beat. When he was a kid, he would love to dress up. Halloween would come around and he wanted to be a fairy. He wanted to have wings and a wand and glitter. And we're always like, yeah, dude, let's do that. And then other kids would make fun of him and other kids would tease him. And we're like, dude, that's not cool. You know, this is what Trevor wants to be. This is what we're going to support him in being. And so in terms of clues or identifiers, we've always seen it in Trevor. But Trevor has always been quiet about it. He never talked about it. He never wanted to talk about it. And we would kind of broach it in very general ways, very easy ways. But we also wanted to be very respectful of his own timing and his own needs. And so we do lots of things to try and support him. We'd watch shows like Will and Grace that had theme characters, main characters in it that were gay to help kind of like say, yeah, these are normal people. These are people that are part of our normal society. And we watch these kind of shows because they're funny and because they're interesting. And we would do the same thing. Any show that had a gay theme to it, like Glee or anything else, we were totally on it because we wanted to make sure that this was all normalized for him. I have a lot of friends that are gay, and I made sure, brought them over, talked about them, just really made it clear that they're part of our family. Your sexual orientation doesn't qualify or disqualify you to be welcomed in our family. And so that was the message over and over and over again. And even with that message, it was always so fun in me that Trevor would never say anything. And in fact, it wasn't until he was out of high school, starting into college, and I remember Linda and I were away on a trip, and Wesley would, my oldest, would text us and say, yeah, Trevor has his friend over, Jim, Jim's over every day. And so finally, after hearing about how Jim was over all the time when we were gone, when we got back, we said, hey, T, you and Jim dating? Not a big deal, but just curious. And Trevor's like, yeah. I'm like, really, kid? Really? And at that point, we were able to begin to open the door and talk about, where he was and what he was feeling. 2 lessons that I learned through that was that children need to take their own time, and that you can be as positive as you want to be and try to support them and encourage them, but part of it is out of your hands. It's not on you. You don't have to feel responsible, or you don't have to feel like, this is your journey. This is not your journey. This is their journey. And you can support them in the journey, and you can be there for them in the journey. And that's really your job, is to make sure that you support who they are, whatever that may look like. And I guess that's the real lesson, the second lesson that I learned in this, is that stay focused. Stay focused on being open, stay focused on listening, stay focused on accepting. But it's not your call. It's not your job to fix it or to make it okay or to not make it okay. And for you, let me just say this. It may not be okay. For you, that may not be your preference. For you, that may not be your orientation or your desire to have a same-sex relationship. Okay, I'm good with that. That's not the issue. Let me make a parallel comparison outside of the gay issue so you can help understand what I'm talking about. One of my favorite specialties is working with couples. And a lot of therapists can't. A lot of therapists don't know how to work with couples. They get stuck because couples come in and they have different agendas, right? They have different points of views. Really? They have different truths. And a therapist will get stuck because one person will talk and they'll share their truth and they'll share their feelings and they'll share their reality. And the therapist is like, yeah. And then they talk to the other partner. And you, where are you? And they have a different truth and a different reality and a different perspective. And they're like, oh. And they feel like the therapist feels like they have to somehow reconcile that. They have to somehow make those two truths into one truth. Why? That ain't going to happen. How's that going to happen? That is not what's supposed to happen. What's supposed to happen is, in marriage, we're supposed to honor each other's truths. And that's really, if you want to have a successful relationship, that's really the name of the game, is to honor and support other people's truths, even though it's not yours. And that's okay. And that's what we're talking about here, in terms of helping your child, if they're coming out in terms of a different sexual orientation than yours, that's their truth. That's their reality. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to change your lifestyle. You don't have to change who you are. You don't have to change what you believe. You can believe whatever you want to believe. If your truth is that's not right for you, okay, that's not right for you. But if you want to support your child, if you want to have a relationship with your child, if you want to move forward with this child and not lose this child out of your life, then you need to understand their point of view, their truth, their feelings, their reality. It's not yours. It's not supposed to be yours. Get it? You are there to love and to accept, to listen, to provide support. If it's right or wrong for them, it's up to them. They're the ones that get to stand up in front of God or judgment or whatever that looks like. That's between them and their God. You can let them know what you feel and think, and then let them know that you love and support them for what they feel and think. Do you hear the difference? I can say to my son, Trevor, I love you. I love you. I love you for you. I'm not gay. That doesn't work for me. That doesn't interest me. And you may even feel like that's wrong for you on a moral sense. Okay, that's your truth. You're entitled to that, and you're entitled to have that and to share that. But you better make sure that the other message is also true. That I love, that I accept, that I understand your truth. Your truth is your truth. And it's not my truth, and it doesn't have to be my truth. It's your truth. And I love you for you. All right, again, I hope that was useful. Let me know if it was. Give me a thumbs up, give me a comment. And if you want, share some thoughts. Share some thoughts about your situation and maybe some experiences you had or some dilemmas that you have around this issue. Or give me some ideas of other issues you'd like to hear about. Again, I'm Brett with this new Yoga Psych. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.